So today we're starting up Dragon Age Inquisition. I forgot to do an announcement video for Dragon Age 2. I apologize. No excuse, it's just a mistake. I didn't do it on purpose. Normally this is when I'd sit and ramble on about something completely unrelated to anything, but there's been a recurring topic that keeps coming up, and that is Dragon Age 4 and the state of BioWare. Now, I don't feel like repeating myself for the hyper-billillionth time, especially since we've kind of been bringing this up ever since we were streaming Baldur's Gate 3. But in the off chance you didn't hear, and just to put it in one simple place, a lot of you have been asking about the state of BioWare, so let's be very clear about this. During the tail end of the Baldur's Gate 3 stream, about 50-ish people were laid off from BioWare, and not the usual suspects. Usually when you hear about these kind of mass layoffs, it's about the QA department or other people that don't matter, which I put under quote and quotes because it's the dumbest thing in the universe. But you get my point, right? It's usually the people, everyone's just like, that's usual. Thing is, this is a lot more core people, including several of the primary staff writers. So that's not good. There's the summary there. And several people have been like, will Dragon Age 4 even come out? What's going to happen with Mass Effect 5? Oh, these are good questions. Large-scale, publicly traded companies like EA, they usually have to... I talk about a concept I call the money people. Money people refers to the people who make decisions. That's all it actually means. It's a broad term because it varies. It varies from company to company. Even companies that have similar structure, there's a variance between, which company, who's actually making those calls, where. Ostensibly, in every publicly traded company, there should be one group of money people. That should be the board. Because the way it's supposed to work is the investors tell the board what they want to do, and the board, who is hired by and works for the investors, then tells the company what to do, and the company follows those directions. The board are thus the elected representatives of the people who own the company, which is the investors. Sounds right? In reality land, that is occasionally true. Here's the thing. EA was forced earlier this year to agree to do a 6%, I think it was 6%, forgive me if I'm getting the number wrong, layoff across all of EA. That's rather large. That's a big chunk. They've also divested their sports division from the rest of them, which you're probably thinking, why does that matter? It matters for how they do their internal accounting. Or to put this another way, they can no longer point at their sports games and say, they're making money, therefore we don't have to. Because now that doesn't count for their overall accounting. Instead, they have to make money over here separately on their own games division. Also, Apex and Battlefield haven't been doing particularly well lately. The cash cow franchises, which usually are there to prop up all the other stuff, haven't been cash cowing. All of this kind of boils down to the situation that we're staring at, because there's actually other stuff here going on as well, because EA has also fallen out with its particular, I can't remember the name of the company right now. There's a QA department company that they outsource a lot of their stuff to with regards to testing, and they're just not even working with them anymore. And then there's the thing going on with Tor. Tor has been removed from BioWare's label, probably because Tor was keeping BioWare afloat and has been for several years, because Tor has actually been financially successful until last year, and now it's starting to dip away. So it's been given to another company, which will either be gutting it and trying to rip some money out of that sinking ship, or trying to revitalize it and pull an FF14 ARR situation. Who knows which will end up being. But all of this means that BioWare is in what I estimate to be the sacrificial lamb position. Now, this is very, very normal. Most large-scale publicly traded companies usually have at least one division that's the sacrificial lamb. It's not always the same division. It varies. But anytime the investors get a particular bug up their ass about something and say, hey, we really want you to do such and such, companies usually say, yeah, sure, no problem, because they have to do what the investors say, right? So they say, yeah, sure, you over there, you go do this failed, doomed project because some idiot read about it in a magazine. And so I think that's BioWare. I think that EA has decided that BioWare is going to be the doomed division, for reasons I'll be talking about today on stream, which I will not spoil here. So all of this sucks. But all this boils down to, will Mass Effect 5 even come out? Probably not. But will Dragon Age 4 come out? Now, if you asked me about a week ago, I would say, and this is about the odds and chance I would give for Dragon Age 4 actually coming out. Apparently today it will, in fact, come out. And we've been doing this kind of meme, not really jokingly, throughout the course of the Dragon Age stream as to whether or not it'll come out or not. Will it be any good? No. But, will it come out at all? That's the question. Here's the thing. Baldur's Gate 3 is a financial success. So, as a direct result of this, because now we've got some sales figures, and now we've got some more concrete information that Baldur's Gate 3 has been doing quite well, and certainly it's been making a splash, and it deserves to. It's a damn good game. So, result of that, I think Dragon Age 4's likelihood of coming out is actually gone up, because they're going to be like, oh man, we got to capitalize on that market. And as usual, as it always happens, that's probably going to be a bad thing when someone tries to jump on the bandwagon after the train has already left the station, if you'll forgive me for mixing my analogies. So, I think it is actually higher likelihood that Dragon Age 4 will come out, and a higher likelihood that it will suck. And that makes me sad. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, Dragon Age Origins reviewed quite well. I know, shocking. Dragon Age 2... So we did something unusual. We actually tabulated the golden number, actually more accurately the bronze number of Dragon Age 2 right as we finished Act 2, right after we did the 2 DLCs. So we did Act 2, did the 2 DLCs, and we stopped and we said, okay, what's the score of the game? And it was a great score. Then we did Act 3. Yeah. Anyways, didn't do as well, is what I'm trying to say. It went from about 130 down to 70-something. How well will Dragon Age Inquisition review? I have absolutely no idea. I've only played this game once, on stream, actually. Do you remember that? It was a premiere run. I don't think we were even calling them that back then. It was 8 years ago. 8 years ago, we played Dragon Age Inquisition on stream, and we reviewed it. And I'm really putting this in quote-unquotes, because it was actually the very, very, very first game we ever reviewed. And it was like a completely different review system in every way. Remember when we used to give pluses for music and graphics? Just in their own category. We had 4 categories. Music, graphics, gameplay, and story. And that was a dumb system that we got rid of for various reasons. You want to hear the final score for Dragon Age Inquisition back in the day? +1 to gameplay, +11 to story, and I'm not even going to tell you the other 2. Odd. We'll see. I'm very curious. But we'll probably be here all week because Inquisition is a slogfest. So, without further ado, Pumpernickel.